On this episode of Ghost Travelers, we're located in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Tonight we're going to do an investigation here at the Jennie Waite House. The Jennie Waite House is a brick structure that was built in the 1800s. It's a duplex. You have an attic, a main floor, and you have a cellar. From the attic to the main floor, you have a brick wall that divides it. Jennie Waite lived here. But it's an interesting fact, Jennie really wasn't her name. It was Mary Virginia Waite, but she went by Jennie. Jennie lived here with her sister Georgia and Georgia's family, her husband and her infant child. In 1863, when the battle here started on July 1st, Jennie was 20 years old. She was gone and was staying in town for safety, but she decided to come back here to be with her sister just to make sure that, she was helping the child, be safe. And then also, she was serving the Union soldiers that were here. She was making the bread and providing them water. When the battle started in 1863, on the first day, this structure, we're on the north side, took a lot of hits. As you can see the bullets on the walls right here, there's reportedly 150 bullets holes in it. On that day, to tell you how dangerous it is, Georgia was in her bed on the main level with her child, and a bullet came through the window and struck her bedpost. Also on that same day, you had a cannon fire that came in, and it went through the ceiling and it penetrated and it hit the wall in the attic and put a hole in it. Now unfortunately on day 3, on July 3rd at 8:30 a.m. there was firing taking place against this wall. And this hole right here, there was a shooter from over about a block and a half away, was in an attic up there and shot through here. It penetrated this door and went through a second door and struck Jennie in the back. Jennie was in there making bread for the Union soldiers that she was serving. It struck her in the back and immediately hit her in the heart, and she died. Now her mother happened to be here that day and she yelled out, "Jennie's dead." The Union soldiers that were here heard her, and they came rushing in to see what they could do. She was dead instantly. So what the Union soldiers did is they took Jennie and they wrapped her in a blanket. And they wanted to get Jennie and the rest of the family into safety. On the north side was all the firing was taking place. The safe side was the south side. Unfortunately, they could not come out of this door. Remember, this was a duplex walled off. And they didn't have access to the attic, the cellar, except for right here, but they couldn't come out this door. So what they ended up doing was taking Jennie's body and grabbing the rest of the family, and they departed the main level, went upstairs to the attic. Remember that hole I mentioned about? Well, that actually saved the rest of the Waite family. So they needed to get to the safety of the south side of the structure. So they beat that hole through the wall, the soldiers did, to make that hole a little bit bigger. They got Jennie's body through, and then they got Georgia, her child, and they went to the other side to the safety. But the safe spot of the house was going to be in the cellar. So they made their way down to the main floor and out and down into the cellar. They got into the cellar on July 3rd. The soldiers ended up staying with the Waite family just to provide protection and to honor Jennie. They ended up coming out of the cellar on July 4th. At that time, they didn't realize the war, the fighting here, wasn't over, because there was just so much firing and chaos from July 1st to the 3rd. Well, when they came out of that hole, out of the cellar, they decided to temporarily bury Jennie. Jennie was buried at that point in the backyard. She stayed there for 6 months until later they took her and they presumed her and they brought her to a church that the family attended, and she was buried there for 1 year. After that, they took her again, and now she's located over here in the National Cemetery with the rest of the soldiers that died that day. The interesting fact about Jennie's grave is that she has a flag that flies over it. There are only 2 females in the United States that have been recognized by the federal government to fly a flag 24/7. You have Jennie Wade, and then you also have Betsy Ross. Now, another interesting fact is that Jennie and her sister Georgia and Susan McLean was the owner of the structure, who lived on the other side of this unit. They were really enjoyed company of children, and there's an orphanage right across the street here, which it's another story all in itself. That is reported to be very haunted by the children that live there, because they were known to be severely abused by the caretaker of those children over there. They would come over here and escape for a couple hours just to be in a friendly environment and play. I bring this up because this structure is reported to be haunted. It is haunted by the children that they believe is from the orphanage, and those children are being found to be located on the first floor. They like to play on the first floor outside of the bedroom, playing with the skirts and moving things around in there. They're also reported to be in the attic. You'll see that there's a rope up there, and sometimes it starts swinging, and investigators believe that it's because of the children moving the rope. And they also play with the bed skirts too that are up there. You'll find that there's a couple beds and they move it around. Now, Jennie Wade is also reported to be haunting this location. She can be found throughout the house, either through her apparition, or you can sometimes smell a rose perfume, which was her favorite scent. There's 2 reported hauntings by males. There's one that is up in the attic. Now, this individual is seen, but he's also been associated with the smell of cigars, and sometimes you would see ashes. And then in the basement, there's another male spirit that haunts that location. Now, previous investigations led to believe that it is Jennie Wade's father. Now, the interesting fact, Jennie Wade's father was not here during the July fighting, the 1st to the 3rd. He was incarcerated somewhere else. Why would he come back and haunt this? I don't know. Is it to be with Jennie, who's reportedly here haunting? That's something we'll have to see. So right here where we are right now, this was a battlefield. This was a field opening up right here. And then there was fighting taking place in the north and the west side of the fields and in the farms of Gettysburg. And those fighting would come in, not just within Gettysburg, but then come this way. So you don't have to go far to find a battlefield. It was right here. And unfortunately, like I said, on that 3rd day of the battle in 1863, Jennie died. Jennie was the reported only civilian who passed during the Battle of Gettysburg. So we're getting ready to do the investigation tonight. I invite you to stay with us. And I believe we're going to be in for something, profound. Will we have evidence of Jennie? Maybe Jennie's father? Would it be Georgia and her infant child? Or would we be lucky enough to experience some kind of connection with the children that were reportedly haunting this location? So we're starting off our tonight's investigation on the main level in the Jennie Wade house. We are on the north side. This is the side that took most of the shots, and this is the room that Jennie Wade died. We had a bullet that came in that was shot from the Farnsworth house, like I described earlier, from the Farnsworth house in the upper attic, about a block so away. Came in through this bullet hole over here, went through this door over here, and hit Jenny right here. Jenny was working on this bread box, which is original to the house. There's only a couple pieces that are original to the house, and this is it. So unfortunately, she died on July 3rd, 8:30 a.m. So they're reported that Jenny haunts this house, and sometimes you can see her apparition, and you can also smell a faint rose perfume. That was her favorite. So we're going to do some EVPs right now, see if we can communicate with her, or best yet, maybe catch her on camera. Hello, my name is Patrick.
My name is PJ.
And over here is my other son, Luke. We're here tonight to try to communicate with you. If you would, please interact with us. We have a couple devices. We have these two round balls that you can touch at any time, and it will get off a light and it'll let us know that you're here. And we also have a device that's on your bread box. If you could, all you have to do is touch that, and that'll also let us know you're here. Is Jenny here with us?
Jenny, what would you like prefer being called, Mary or Jenny?
Is Georgia here with us? Georgia, are you here? Georgia is Jenny's sister-in-law. If you're here, if you would make yourself known. There we go. Thank you. We also have reported throughout the house that there's children spirits here. And they've been known to play on the first floor, down here in the main level. And you can also see sometimes, right to Luke's side, that bed there, they'll also tug and play with the bed sheet.
Moving. Your footsteps up there?
Yeah, footsteps upstairs. I don't know if you caught that. Now you might hear faintly, it's the heater making kind of like a crack noise, but that was not it. Can you tell me how many spirits are with us right now? If any of the children are here with us, if you would like to play, go ahead and touch that ball right there. We'd love to play with you. Or you can come up, you can touch my leg or hold my hand.
Did any of the children came from the orphanage across the street come over and play?
Can you give us a physical sign that you're here with us right now? I'm going to knock. Can you do the same?
Voices from outside. John, are you here?
All right, I'm going to stop my recording.
So right now we're using the Obelisk 3 to see if any of the spirits here would like to communicate with us through this. It has a word dictionary in it, so it runs off of EMF.
If there's anybody here, can you let us know that you're down here with us right now? PJ's holding a device in his hand that you could use to communicate. You can manipulate the words inside it to let us know what you're wanting us to hear what you have to say.
Jenny, what were you doing on the the morning that when you were shot? Okay.
Jenny, why were you here in the house? You left for safety, but you ended up coming back. Why did you come back? Georgia, why did you stay in the house with your child? Were you scared on July 1st when the firing started taking place between the Confederates and the Union?
Hours. Did it feel like hours of the bullets going through the house? Is there any soldiers here with us today?
Can you tell me why you choose to stay in the home? So the SB-11's using...
That's probably me moving.
Yeah, moving. Does a sweep so we can communicate through the white noise. Who's here with us right now?
Hello? Is there anybody there?
Is there any kids? Do you want to play?
We have these balls on the floor if you do. They light up.
I'm getting something coming across. I'm going to record just so I can play this back later. Who's here with us? Do you want me to move to another part of the house? Can you tell me your name? Georgia, are you here? It's me. I think the mail's nice. I'm going to move into this room. Set the rim pot on the bed. If there's anybody in here, you want to touch this device right here? All you gotta do is just come up, just grab that right there. Can you do that for me?
It would not harm you in any way. It's just another device that we know we can communicate with you. We can do 2 blinks for yes, 1 blink for no, if you're here.
I had a male's voice come through. It came and said warning.
Warning? What kind of warning?
So on the first day of battle, Georgia was in here with her infant child, and a bullet came through the window and struck the bedpost right here. Georgia, do you recall that day? Was that a scary day for you? Were you scared for yourself and your child?
I would think she would be more scared of her child, or more for her child instead of her. You know, mother's instinct.
Okay, so we are on the second floor on the north side of the house. Again, the north side is the side that they took the firing coming from on the Confederate side. So on the third day, Jennie was shot downstairs, and the Union soldiers brought her up here, laid her up here in a blanket. And if you recall, on the first day, a shell came in and hit this wall and made a hole. The Union soldiers wanted to get to the safety, but that was only on the south side of the house, and the safest place was in the cellar. So what they did is they set Jennie down here, and they took their butts of their guns and they made a hole big enough that they could push the body through and crawl to this side of the house, get on this side of the attic, make their way down on the main level to go out the door to get to the south side into the attics, from the attic down to the basement, the cellar for safety. Now on this level, we have reports of a haunting by a male spirit. We don't know the name of that male spirit. We believe that Jennie's father, that male spirit, is haunting the basement. On this level, we have a report of a male spirit that is associated with the smell of a cigar. Now, does anybody smell any tobacco? When we walked through earlier today, I didn't smell anything. I don't smell anything now. But we also get reports of the children moving this chain right here just to let you know that they're here. So if there's any children right here, I would invite you. You can come up, you can touch this device right here. Let me know that you're here. We also have the ball on the floor. You can move that. And I'm going to stand still. I'm just going to take some still shots of myself here. If there's anybody up here with me right now, can you please make yourself known? And then Luke, I would get some shots off the mirrors and in those photos, the reflection. I was told earlier today by one of the curators that there have been photographs taken that you can see images either through the mirror or off the glass of the photos up here. Can you move that chain for me? Again, the heater's on, and you can kind of hear that in the background. Probably PJ moving in the next room.
Yep.
Can you grab one of these devices for me? Turning the Oculus on. You can use this device to let me know what you're thinking. Can you tell me how many spirits are in this room right now?
Strange.
Is it strange that we're up here trying to speak with you? What is strange?
Was it strange that he saw you?
When we came up the stairs, we didn't have a camera rolling. I came up first, and I saw a shadow just right over here that was out, and then kind of stepped back. But of course, things like that, you just don't have a camera going. Would you like to play?
Is there something like an owlish noise, or outside you hearing people?
I hear people talking outside.
Is it like a feminine or young voice kind of going, woo?
I don't hear.
No,
All right,
I
well,
just hear people talking.
I've not.
I have a recorder sitting right here recording currently, and I'm pretty sure that's what I was hearing, but I'll double check later.
Would you like to play? Would you like to play? I just had the Ovilus say geek shoes.
All right, these are Air Forces,
Obviously,
so
they're not talking about
disrespectful.
my Red Wings.
I don't hear no one outside.
What did your shoes look like? Okay, so that chain, I was seeing if the wall, because this is a pretty thin wall, but it didn't move that chain at all. And it didn't set this off either.
Do it again.
What, the ball turn on?
No. And I'm a light 220 pounds. For the male spirit that is here, fear. Are you trying to?
Prayer.
You want me to say a prayer for you? If you do, I will. If you could just set this device off. Again, all you have to do is touch it. If you touch this device right now, I would be happy to say a prayer for you. It's really cold on my back right now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
TJ, you have a thermal.
Mm-hmm. It's recording too. There's no temperature difference.
Gasp. It's really cold on my back. It feels that way. It's not the window. Can you set off any of these balls right here? I've got some balls on the stairs all the way up here. Can you set any of those off right now? All you got to do is touch it. Cannot. Can you try?
Sit still there.
Focus your energy, and you can do it. I know you can do it. I've come all the way from West Virginia to visit with you tonight, and we only have a short amount of time. All right, how about if we make our way? Okay, so this is the south side of the house. This is, again, this house was a duplex when it was made in the 1800s. And so the landlord lived on this side of the house. As you can see, it's very small. When they brought the Wade family through in Jenny's body, they came down these stairs and they went out this door and immediately turned and went down in the attic. What I want to show you what is unique, I told you earlier, there was a couple of items original to this house. So the one was the breadboard on the north side kitchen. And over here, what is very unique, this board here was part of the floorboard in the kitchen. And if you could see, over here are Jenny's blood stains from the bullet hole that she took. She was shot in the chest and it struck her heart and she instantly died. So we have a great trigger item right here that there could be a connection with Jenny. So let's try. Let's try the obelisk in here and see if we get any connection.
Also leaving third recording on Luke's, right adjacent to said wood. Recording. Backing up.
Jenny, are you over here? Is this anybody's bottle of water?
Mm-mm.
Don't touch it there, Nikki. Jenny, are you here with us? Are there any spirits with us right now? Ooh. If there are any of the children, you're welcome to come up and you can touch my leg,
Bounce from outside.
grab my hand, or move one of the curtains. Notice that we're down here now and the obelisk is not going off. I invite you to come over here and visit with us in this room.
If there is anybody over here, can you tell us your name? If I tap, can you tap back?
Were you here?
It's people outside.
I see that like my family, we've already started decorating for Christmas, and the caretakers for this home are putting Christmas decorations up. How do you like them? Do you like the Christmas decorations? Or are you like some people and think it's just a little too soon?
Strange.
Is it strange seeing decorations up before Thanksgiving?
It's a lot more quieter on this side of the house.
Can you tell me how old you are? Can you see me? I cannot see you. Could you show me who you are? If you were upstairs right now, could you jump on the floor like I was doing earlier?
Ovilus. Of.
Yeah, it looks like a smiley face. In the picture, isn't it?
I like the handprint.
Yeah, it's like that. Looked like a smiley face there, but it's a handprint. If there's anybody up here with you, if you can show yourself. Can you let Luke and I know you're up here? It's been reported that a spirit has moved this picture of Jesus right off the wall. I would invite you to do that tonight. Could you do that? It's just a hard tale to believe that that happened. Could you show me that you can do that? Can you swing that chain even more for me? Can you make that ball, that light go off? This light just, ball's going off. Can you make the ball below it on the main level there? Can you make that go off? You see how much pressure I had to push to make that ball go off. It's even swinging a little bit faster now. What do you think of that?
We're still, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you would have thought it was like, I don't know, when you pushing on accident, brushing up against it, it would. There's stuff going on, it's kind of going on.
Well, I believe that is still going, so maybe we would get it seeing when it started.
You want to stop it so I can see that it stopped?
Yeah.
And then we gotta go grab another camera that's charging right now. See if I can get that bad boy parked up.
I just stopped it.
It won't stop.
And it's just moving again. And we couldn't get that to move earlier. Now it's jumping around. I tapped the wall. And there isn't any air movement in here at all. There's nothing. There's nothing here. So down here in the cellar, like I mentioned earlier, it's reported to be haunted by a male spirit, and some have contributed to Jennie's father, Mr. Wade. Mr. Wade was not here during the battle at all. Matter of fact, I believe he was incarcerated. So why would he be here haunting it? I don't know, but it's reported it is him. So let's see if we can get some communication. Mr. Wade, I introduced myself earlier. My name is Patrick. And if you could communicate with us, we have 3 devices down here. One being the device next to the mannequin that symbolizes your daughter. If you could, just go ahead, you can touch that. And that'll give me a sign that you're here. We also have these 2 balls that will light up. And just to show everybody that I'm jumping, it is not setting it off. So if those do light up, something has to physically be touching them, or the bench. And none of us are next to the bench. Luke is about 2 feet behind that closest one there.
I'll kick my leg over just so it's no accidents.
If somebody's here with us, can you please light off one of these devices?
They would not harm you in any way.
Can you turn on the outlet that you have? So PJ's got the outlet 3. We're going to turn that on. Who's down here with us right now?
Factors.
Can you tell me, why do you choose to remain here?
Wide.
I'm going to knock on this. Can you knock for me, preferably on one of these benches? If you do, one of those balls will light up in flashing lights. Any physical sign that you could give me would be greatly appreciated. I've come a long way to visit with you tonight. I don't have much time. I just respectfully ask that you can give me a sign that you're here. Would you like me to pray with you? I would, if you could just light up one of these devices.
Or say the word pray. Run.
No, there's no reason to run.
The war is over. There's no reason to run.
If you're in the house above me, could you walk on the floor or stomp on the floor? I'll be able to hear you.
Hole. WHOLE.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same word for the hole in wall?
No.
Quarter just died I was using.
Okay.
Those are, I just put fresh batteries in those.
Now you gave me a sign earlier. Did you pick something up?
Yeah, around the 6-minute mark on here. It sounded like a male voice, like go through the recorder. Over there, I have it kind of sitting there. You see I have a headphone set plugged into the actual digital recorder that was on during the time. And I'm hearing it live while they're speaking. And I definitely did hear something. Kind of noted to them, like tapping on my headphones, let them know I heard something so I can check it out later.
If you do, one of those balls will light up in flashing lights.
Also, this was running at the time too when you heard that voice.
Coolio.
So we might have had another recorder pick it up. Rabbit? Did you have rabbit for supper when you're at camp?
You know, if you would like us to wrap it up and leave, we would be willing to do that if you would just tell us to leave. If you don't want to visit tonight, we don't want to disturb you, we don't want to feel like we're taking advantage of you. Would you like us to leave? Tell us to leave through this device.
Or light up one of these balls on the bench. Female.
Are you an adult or a child? Can you see me? Did that sound like a child's voice? Can you see me? Can you see me?
I don't know. If it did, I had the recorder running.
I mean, it could have been somebody outside, but I swear I heard a child's voice.
And also, if it was outside, the camera right there would have picked it up.
Are you lonely?
Is there a portal here?
Would you like to leave here? Can you leave? Okay, so I'm up in the attic on the north side. The south side is right behind me. I am on the north side. And I'm going to be doing a solo. I got a camera right there. There's nobody behind me. The chain isn't moving. So if there's anybody up here right now, can you tell me your name? Jennie, are you up here? Are there any of the children? We have reports of a man being up here. Think I feel your presence. Can you tell me your name? Just heard something move. Can you knock on the wall? Can you knock over one of the pictures? I will be happy to, whatever you do, I will be happy to pick it up and put it back. Can you tell me, are you a male or a female? Can you touch one of these devices that I have on the floor? Light it up, let me know that you're here. If you're a male, can you touch this one right here? And if you're a female, can you touch this one over here? If you are a child, can you touch this one over here? And if you're an adult, can you touch this one over here to my left? Would you like to come over here and play? The two men you see with me, they're my children. Would you like to play? If you're downstairs, can you make a noise for me?
All right, PJ Solo. Hello, my name is PJ. Is there anybody here with me tonight? Miss Jennie, are you here? I'm very sorry I'm bothering you tonight. But we're here to see if we can communicate with you and maybe become your friends. There's this ball on the floor. It's called a REM pod. Can you come up and touch it? It'll light up. Is there any soldiers here with me tonight? If so, what company were you with that came and helped Jennie Wade? It's almost Veterans Day. To celebrate military members, and I'd like to say thank you for your service to Mrs. Wade and to all the soldiers here. Hey everyone, we had a great time last night. I'd like to say thank you to everyone at Ghostly Images of Gettysburg and also the people here at the Jennie Wade House. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to get notifications for new videos, hit the subscribe button. Thank you again.